Hi, my name is Iris Zietlow. I'm here with IdeateTV at the annual Scuba Show in Long Beach, California. Come on while we take a dive. Tell me about maybe your first dive and kind of what was going through your head, and were you scared? Tell us about those feelings.
So for me, I'm a third generation scuba diver. Luckily, my grandfather was a diver back in the Jacques Cousteau days, and my parents were divers when they traveled a lot. My dad was in the military. So for me, I heard so many incredible stories, and so I was very excited to start to scuba dive. However, I know that a lot of people do have a fear of scuba diving, and I really think that the fear of the unknown is bigger in itself, right? So once you learn what it feels like to be underwater, then all that fear kind of washes away. No pun intended.
Yeah, so if someone wants to try it out for the first time, what are some maybe first steps or things some advice that you would give them?
Funny enough, I think one of the first steps is actually starting in the shower. So hear me out. A lot of people are afraid of water going in their eyes or in their nose or their mouth, right? So when you're in the shower, let the water run on your face and just get comfortable with the water sensation all over you. And that really breaks down that initial contact that a lot of us are not used to. And then I think finding a reputable dive company to work with or have a friend or a buddy go with you is the best way to do it, because then if two of you are in it together, you feel a lot more comfortable.
Tell us a little bit about maybe some people's fears with diving, and then what is your counter argument to why diving is so amazing and why people should learn to dive?
Well, probably the biggest fear I hear is that people say they're a little claustrophobic and they feel like, oh, it's going to be that feeling underwater, but really it's a wide open environment, and you've got a tank of air on your back, you're totally comfortable, there's really no fear of being enclosed or having pressure on you. So yeah.
With scuba diving, there's inherently just a lot of fear maybe. Maybe someone's watching, they're like, that could never be me. Tell us about maybe a fear you had, a specific dive, and then how you overcame that.
I would say day dives, I took off like a fish in water. But my first night dive, I did have a lot of hesitation. I did have some fear. You can't see anything unless you put your light on it. So there was some of this that I had to get past. I was in the Bahamas on a plane dive. We had 18 divers in the water at once. No one can see each other. You're bumping into each other, getting kicked and all these things. My first one, I didn't know what to do. My amazing dive buddy took me down, put me straight in the sand, and just turned all the lights off and said, just watch. And when you see the lights and you see kind of the magic and the critters that can come out at nighttime, it was beautiful. It was so much more peaceful than you would think a day dive was. Changed my life. And I remember being like, okay, I was getting bumped. I didn't like that. But then the next night we did another one, and I said, okay, I feel like I can do this. So I go down there, and he's like, don't kick like you would in the daytime, use your hands. Pull yourself around the wreck, you have your gloves on, just, be careful, and it changed everything. And now I'll do a night dive any day.
Perfect.
So it truly is. You can overcome your fears, just be open, get some help, and you can always get more confident diving.
I'm here with Stephanie with Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach. Tell us about your first time diving. Were you scared? What were your thoughts, and how did you overcome any fears that you might have had?
Well, my first time diving actually wasn't full scuba gear diving. It was hookah diving. I was in Hawaii on a vacation with my family. I was interested in diving and I wanted to try it. So my mom, and I was probably about 12 at this time as well. So my mom found this thing called scuba diving over there. So it's just hookah diving, and she thought it would be a great opportunity for me. You didn't have to be certified. So I was like, yeah, I would love to try this. So I listened to all their stuff. I put on the gear. I was super excited. Got in the water. I've never breathed off a regulator before. So I started breathing off the regulator, and I was like, wait, this is weird. My body's freaking out. So I just popped my head back up. I was like, okay, this is odd, very odd. Well, then the instructor there, super sweet. The guy was just great. And he goes, take your time. Just take a breath, hold on to the ladder. I was like, okay, I got this. Put the reg back in. I went underwater, and I said, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let go. So then I let go of that ladder, and history. History. I fell in love with it. Yeah, always felt like I should have been part of the ocean, and I always say I should have been fish. So it's really hard to get me to surface. Every time I go diving, I never want to come up. I love it.